Barry Zito. I mean, Jim Morrison wasn't going to be able to come through that door.
Well, there's a guy
Jerry Garcia.
Now I know one that I am thinking of that no one's asked about this guy, where he is, what he's doing, what are his thoughts on this whole situation. Why in the hell has not MC Hammer been put in front of a microphone and asked his thoughts on the Oakland A's? Dude is the most recognizable bat boy in MLB
Here comes
history.
The hammer.
Like, this guy was an Oakland A in his mind for quite some time.
They did that last week. Jose Canseco was put in the Hall of Fame, the Oakland A's Hall of Fame. They brought back Reggie Jackson. They brought back Ricky Henderson. Henderson came back.
Wait.
Henderson's daughter threw out the first pitch.
So you tell me all these greats
came back last week.
And MC Hammer?
No, I don't think MC
Hammer wasn't invited. Now I'm even more mad.
Hammer time.
Got to invite Hammer, man.
First of all, how about this for insanity? So in 90 when we beat the A's in Oakland, and by the way, Chris Dibble was there with Randy Myers' brother. And they're actually in the videos about the World Series a lot more than I am.
The
and
Nasty
Randy.
Bros.
Yeah, so the Nasty Brothers were all over those videos. But we're playing Can't Touch This in the visiting locker room because that was our song. We played 99 times after our wins that year.
So that was before you played the A's. MC Hammer Can't Touch This. Like, the Reds developed that as their win song.
So spring training, the rookies have to pick a song. That was the tradition with Cincinnati.
And that song, 1989, 1990,
so 1990,
right.
The hottest song out there was Can't Touch This by MC Hammer.
For sure.
So we go 9-0 right off the bat. Remember, we got locked out, so we had to start on the road in Houston, sweep them, sweep the next two series. We're 9-0. Can't touch this. We're hottest pistols, right? And we end up winning the World Series in Oakland, in that locker room, playing Can't Touch This.
That's unreal. And you guys at that time had no idea.
I had no idea. First of all, I didn't know who MC Hammer was. Now, give me 4 more years now to add to the story.
Right.
Deion Sanders comes over to the Reds. Prime time is now singing.
Must be the money.
And being managed by
MC Hammer.
MC Hammer.
Full circle.
So Hammer time is now in our locker room every day. We have to see MC Hammer. And the one story I'll give you was one day he decided, well, I want to hit. Dude, you're a singer. You don't get the right to hit.
Yeah, but he's Hammer. It's Hammer.
Hammer time goes out to take BP.
Yeah.
Everybody walked off the field.
Oh, man. What a disrespect. First of all, you guys have no respect for the guy that inspired y'all to win the World Series. If it wasn't for Can't Touch This.
Now that you bring that up, I do. Now I will look back at it, and I feel bad. Yeah. We were disrespectful. But at the time, when you're standing out there on a turf field and it's 125 degrees, and they're like, MC Hammer wants to hit, you're like, yeah, Hammer time this.
All right, let's look at the standings.
All right.
Wild card still in effect. We've moved
3-2.
Oh,
Rangers are giving them a game.
Come on, A's. This is the only game I need you to win just for your own.
Oh, my God. Did you actually put money on this last game?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I just emotionally.
Oh, you're emotionally invested in this?
The only one I care. Yes, I am emotionally gambling on this Rangers-A's game.
JT Ginn, 5 1/3. He's done.
Never again.
70 pitches. That's today's baseball, by the way.
So, wild card, NL. We've already moved the 2 Mets-Atlanta Braves games to next Monday, and that should be a very tasty treat for all baseball fans if necessary. If not necessary, they're not even going to play it. You know that? Unless it's close, unless it can actually determine positioning, they will not play it unless it does so. So those are slated for Monday. Until then, both of them are going to have the day off. One game is still, now it's an official one game, as the Mets and Diamondbacks are both at this, they're locked, even though the Diamondbacks lead in the win column, 88-71 to 87-70. The Braves are one game away from those two teams.
These games are going to happen because it's mathematically going to happen.
It's almost impossible for them to get such a lead over the Braves. Now, the Braves play the Kansas City Royals. The Kansas City Royals are not resting right now. They have to win their ball games as well. So that's somewhat a help there for the New York Mets as they will take on this weekend the Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers are already pretty locked in their spot. Now, I haven't looked at the 1, 2, 3 in the NL if they can get ahead of the Phillies or the Dodgers. I don't think they can. If I was the Brewers team, and if I'm the Mets hoping for this, they're not really playing for much. So the Mets have an upper hand right there on the Braves more than anyone.
You're all over this.
Yeah, it's been a 2-week kind of thing that you've been.
Are there prop bets that you could, because I know you'd like to put down a bet on who's going to actually be in the postseason?
Yes, you can. You can still bet on this for this final wild card spot, but I do not. To be honest with you, I have no financial
skin. But here's the thing.
Game.
Yankees are playing like crap. Orioles are on fire right now. You know who's really on fire? The Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers are.
They've won 9 out of 10. They have a nice 5-game winning streak right now. They are tied with the Royals, 85 and 74. They have come from nowhere. This is like if you were betting on a horse race. They're like 100-1 to make the postseason at the All-Star game.
And they're coming around the fourth turn.
Oh, my God, and now they're gaining on the field.
Right, and all of a sudden they just keep coming. They keep coming. They're not slowing down.
And who the hell are these Tigers, by the way?
Spencer Torkelson.
Yeah, you're talking about
Spencer Torkelson.
Young.
And Spencer
Javi
Torkelson.
Baez, who they were trying to get rid of. They're
pitching, though, too.
Skubal is one of the best in the major leagues right now. Casey Mize is the youngster that they brought up this year. You got Herder, Montero. But really, it is these youngsters, the Riley Greens, the Trey Sweeneys, the Colt Keiths. What a great name that is. That's a country western singer right there. Colt Keith. Colt Keith now.
So
Spencer Torkelson.
The Royals and the Tigers will be battling it out all weekend long.
That is unbelievable.
It really is in the AL. Just
can't
as far
make that up.
Those teams coming back. But the turd in the punch bowl for the Braves and the Mets in the NL wild card is still those Arizona Diamondbacks, who was the turd in the punch bowl for all the NL last year as they represented the league in the World Series, and they could be doing it again. Who do they play this weekend? Oh, another hot team, the San Diego Padres for 3. They got them Friday, Saturday, Sunday at home. It is going to be Kelly versus Perez, Rodriguez versus Darvish, and Platt versus Michael King in that final game on Sunday.
Last 16 games for the Tigers, 13-3. They are on fire. And guess who they get for the last 3 games of the season at home? Chicago White Sox.
Jeez.
You know who the White Sox? They pushed back Crochet from tonight's start so that Crochet can start tomorrow night against the Tigers. So at least a little bit of baseball sportsmanship and gamesmanship being played there because the White Sox hate the Tigers. That's a long-standing rivalry.
Yeah, well, I don't know if anyone that's on that team cares today.
You do. You want to spoil it. You do not want the Tigers going to the postseason.
But it's the White Sox, Dibs. This version of the White Sox, it's the worst version of the White Sox, and there's already been some bad ones. And we know how the players are these days. They don't care about the history of
Grady
things.
Sizemore wants the job, he needs to sweep the Tigers.
Sweep them. They're doing right now. They're doing pretty good. I know they're playing the Angels, but they if we just take the last 2 weeks.
Because Grady Sizemore, in a nutshell, probably said, listen, you're actually playing for your major league careers right now.
Yeah.
Forget where I'm going to be next year. I'm going to be fine. I was a hell of a major leaguer. I'm going to be fine. You guys, on the other hand, stink. And nobody's going to want you on a roster after this debacle this season.
The great thing for the Tigers and the Royals is they're both 2.5 up on the Minnesota Twins. That is the final team still eligible to make the wild card in the American League. The Minnesota Twins, they're always that team that used to be the perennial one-gamer wild card sneak-in. They have the Orioles at the end of the season. They still got one more with the Marlins tonight, but they'll have 3 with the Orioles. And as we look right now, the Yankees have not clinched the AL East. They play the Orioles again tonight, 6:25 with the pregame, 7:05 first pitch on this station.
And I have a quote from their skipper.
He's not worried, is he?
Oh, no. You're going to laugh when you hear this one.
They're playing baseball.
Aaron Boone had some words of wisdom for his.
Hey, guys, get out there and play baseball.
Wins are exhilarating and losses are deflating. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Wow. He nailed it.
Captain Obvious.
He nailed it.
Aaron Boone with that rah-rah speech for his troops.
Well, they've been giving up a lot of runs lately. 9 last night. You think you score 7, you're going to win the ball game. But
Well, no, they came back and got 7, and they got 3 on a home run from Judge in the 9th inning. But Juan Soto had 3 RBI, and Judge had 3 RBI. If they weren't in your lineup, you'd have no offense.
That's the way it goes
I know.
for the New York Yankees. 9-7
their
last night.
bullpen was just as bad. Stroman lasted all of about 3 2/3. I think he got knocked out in the 4th. Stroman didn't look sharp. Stroman looked like he deserves to be in the bullpen.
Well, it feels like he doesn't want to be in the bullpen.
But he didn't make a case for starting.
Right, exactly.
But now that you put Cortez on the IL, man, that depth chart's looking a little bit thin for the Yankees right now. I would say it's Rodon, Cole, and Gil. Clark Schmidt will be fighting Gil for that 3rd spot in the first couple rounds.
Well, if they only need one more against the Orioles, if they win tonight, they are the AL East champs.
Do you re-celebrate?
Oh, no. This is a phew. Let's move on with life and finally get this over with. Who do you send out there to get the win? Oh, it's a Cole day today. Garrett Cole. He'll be taking on Corbin Burns, though, on the other side, who is no slouch himself.
So they probably didn't think that this was going to be that meaningful of a start.
So true.
Throw about 80 pitches, like a bullpen for Cole.
Uh-huh.
No. They now need Cole to go out there and shut down Corbin Burns of the Baltimore Orioles.
By the way, this is in New York.
Oh, yeah. Well,
the
rest of the Yankees games are at home. The Pirates come in behind the Orioles to finish out the slate.
It would be, I don't know. You're playing the Orioles. If you get swept at the end of this season here by the Orioles at home, and it's just not a good way to whimper into the playoffs.
No, you're limping in. You're going in like a lamb. You want to go in like a lion. You want to go in like a tiger.
Like a Detroit Tiger.
Like a Detroit Tiger right now, the Motor City Madmen.
So I listened to the pregame as I was driving down the Mohegan Sun on our station right after our show, and Susan Waldman got a chance to talk to Nestor Cortez about his recent
What did
injury.
Nestor have to say?
It's really weird. Like, Susan did a great job of trying to really get to the bottom of why we're doing this in the first place. Like, she was, she's usually a or pun intended, softball interview for most of these New York Yankees.
Yep.
And it wasn't that way last night, the way the interview started. It was, where did you feel pain? Because he was not giving off that, like, he had felt something. There was some pop. She was trying to get at, why are we even going down this road? What did you feel? Who told you to get it done? And that was really murky in the answers and everything.
What did he say?
He knew that he couldn't push it. He didn't want to push it. His velo was hovering around 93, 94, and if he felt that if he kept on trying to push it, he would have felt something, but he didn't feel anything. Fortunately. So
he's got normal inflammation instead of an injury.
So now he's on the 15-day IL, and if you time it out, and he was even saying as we started the 15-day 2 nights ago, I think.
He missed the first 2 rounds of the postseason.
Just the first. He would be able to come through in the Game 3 if needed in a division series setting.
Okay, so this is more of they're going to rest him. He should be fine. He could probably throw bullpens.
He wants to be back for the ALCS and World Series as long as doctors say it's okay. Now, he is also – this is what's weird about it is because, like, it felt like Nestor said, hey – something's up here.
Right.
Now he is also going to get a second opinion on top of this MRI that he already had. And that to me is like kind of two-sided right there.
It is and it isn't. The collective bargaining agreement, which is what we talked about yesterday with NIL and college athletes.
For Major League Baseball.
For Major League Baseball, part of the collective bargaining agreement is you don't have to just trust the team's physician who's got different, agendas than any neutral doctor. You could still go to a neutral doctor and have him check you out and make sure the diagnosis is the same as the first doctor. That's for peace of mind. It's not a bad thing to have. I mean, listen, I'd go to 3 doctors if my career and my postseason depended on
He's going to 2 different doctors
so
after this.
You could go to 2 more doctors, whatever, I'm sure, just so they could say the same thing and say there's no structural damage.
Right.
and you'll be fine and be able to come back and pitch in the postseason.
Yeah, it will be a situation for the New York Yankees. But honestly, win your game with Cole, win your game with Rodon, you really don't have to worry that much about that situation.
It'll take care of itself.
I would say 7, 8, 9, those outs and that pitching is the biggest worry there for the New York Yankees.
All right, let's talk about a former New York Yankee who is now manager of the year with the Hartford Yard Goats from the big leagues. We go to Double-A. Yard Goats go to the postseason for the first time in their history this year. Bobby Meacham was at the helm. He sent 7 different Double-A players to the major leagues this year. We will talk to Bobby Meacham here on the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell, live from Sliders in Southington, getting you ready for Thursday night football between the Cowboys and the Giants. We still are going to start giving away a bunch of Bud Light stuff, Mick Ultra. We've got all kinds of tickets to give away as well. So get on down here to Sliders. Get it all over you. We'll be right back with Bobby Meacham.